Breakfast with the Stars, and the stars joining us today are Sue Wanjiru. We have Brian Ogola, who's no stranger to the show, and Kevin Jue as well. Some amazing names repping the Kenyan film industry, and they're here for something that I think is powerful, and I've been waiting for like 3 months because Nick Ndeda has been sharing things online. I'm like, when is this coming out? So it's called the 18 Hours film, right?
Yes.
And basically, I'm going to just take it back a bit. I think Team Shafi, y'all remember the story of the guy who had to stay with the patient in an ambulance because everywhere they were going to, each hospital was turning them down because of Chum Sindio. And so y'all watched it and decided, there's a film here.
Exactly.
And that would be you, Kevin, right?
Yes.
Okay, so how did you get the idea immediately you watched that news story, or how did it work?
So I was in my home,
Yeah.
and I read the newspaper. It was in Daily Nation on the 5th October 2015.
Wow.
I remember that day. So
Okay.
I read the newspaper
Yeah.
article, and I asked myself, how could such an incident happen in
Yeah.
our country? A country like ours, this is not supposed to happen. And I thought, what can I do as a citizen,
Yeah.
or as a Kenyan, by myself? What can I do to change this? What can I do to stop this from happening again?
Yeah.
And that's when we kind of started playing with the idea, this can be a film, it
Yeah.
can be a powerful film,
Yeah.
and it can be a film to entertain, but as well it can be a film used for social change.
Yeah, I have to say, when I first saw the name 18 Hours, I was like, so it's a movie marathon. So we watch for 18 hours. Oh, what do we do, Nick? So this is amazing. So you get the idea. You think, okay, I think it can work. You've written down your script. At any point did you get scared, like, okay, first there are no chums, and then will people want to work with me if I just like smile and say, well, you just do this a favor for me, just be in this film? What happened afterwards?
Afterwards, now we have a group of 3 guys. So Bill Afwani and Phoebe Rogoro. So the 3 of us, form a company called Rock Pictures. So we started now looking for finances.
Yeah.
We pretty much walked in every office in
Yeah.
Nairobi, just telling people this is a story that can have an impact. This is a film that's different from what we're used to. So luckily we had 3 people, 2 Kenyans living in the UK and 1 living here in Kenya.
Yeah.
And they were like, okay guys, let's put this amount of money, let's see what you guys do with it. And you have to bring the money back once you start releasing the film. So that's how we pretty much financed the movie. In terms of actors, it was just auditions, and that's how we got them.
Did anyone ever tell you no when you were looking for chums?
Yes, we were told no so many times. We almost gave up, but keep pushing until someone said yes.
Okay. So in the next few minutes, we hear from Sue and Brian, of course, who are some of the actors in the film, 18 Hours. There's Nick Ndeda. I saw Brenda Wairimu in the trailer as well. And just, when you're acting in a story that's so close to home, it makes it a bit more real.
Yeah.
So I really want to hear about that journey. That's coming up in the next 3 minutes. Very good morning to you. My name is Adele Onyango, of course, with Shafi Weru. We're hanging out with Sue Wanjiru, Brian Ogola, and Kevin Njue, and 2 of whom are actors and actresses in the 18 Hours, the film. And of course, Kevin is behind the whole project. Was watching news and was just like, Allah, too many content and inspiration. So before we get to when the film is going to be out and when Team Adele and Team Shafi can catch it, I just want to know from Sue and Brian. So Sue, you play which role?
I play Sabina, the victim's wife.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was an absolute pleasure to play that role.
Yeah.
But more than that, I learned a lot. I think for me, it was a learning experience.
Yeah.
Because we had paramedics on the ground. We had a doctor, Dr. Benjamin. And I learned so much, Like if today I was in an accident scene, what would I do? Kenyans, we love helping,
Yeah.
You find someone lying on the, you just grab him, put him in a Vitz, off to the next hospital, not knowing that you could actually be making it worse.
The
for
situation
him.
worse, true.
So learning all those emergency medical services.
Yeah.
I learned how ignorant I was.
Yeah.
On that.
But that's really interesting because sometimes I watch all of these like doctor shows and stuff, and I'm like, is that really true? Like the things they mention and the things that you see, I'm like, hey, is that true? So it's nice to know that in this film there was a doctor, to guide you, make sure that things are being done in the most realistic way possible. So what about you, Brian? Who do you play?
I play Mark in the film. I am a paramedic.
Yeah.
I am Zach's partner. We are the two paramedics who are first on the scene.
Yeah.
And we try and help the casualty, basically try to stabilize him and getting him to a hospital.
Yeah.
And we go through this intense 18 hours of trying to save his life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think you'll watch the film.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to give too much away. As for the experience was really nice.
Yeah.
Moving back and forth between Nairobi and Machakos, and just working with different actors, working with Nick, working with Sue, and working with Joel, very passionate people, people who want to see changes in the film industry. And I remember specifically on our tea breaks, we would always speak about, just positive reaffirmations of what we want to do for the film industry and what we want to do for the quality of our content in terms of an industry.
But I think what's really amazing is this is such a timely film because one of the trends right now is end the nurses' strike, right? Yes. And of course, earlier this year, we had the doctor strike that lasted over 100 days, which were like in 2017. How are we okay with this situation, Shirley? But were they, because you guys are playing or acting in a film that is really a reflection of the failures in our health system, right?
Yes.
So were there any take-homes for you, like reality checks for like, what? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Quite a lot.
Yeah.
They were. And something I want to tell Kenyans and everyone that will watch the film, in 2017 we passed a Health Act. And that Health Act says that it's now your right to receive emergency care. So for every Kenyan out there, Team Adele and Shafi should know that you have the right to emergency care. There were three things that I'll quickly mention. So your right to emergency care. Every hospital, whether public or private, has an obligation to offer you emergency care, whether you have cash or not.
Yeah.
And then the last one is the hospital that fails to do so is liable, and that's an offense. So that's something everyone should know.
Yeah, because unfortunately we still hear stories of Hunachums and somebody's life is hanging on the line. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Okay, so were there any other take-homes for you guys?
Yeah, I love that there are people trying to change the narrative and what is happening. I know Dr. Benjamin and Chapter 1 are constantly working to help the health sector.
Yeah.
So that for me was a
positive
positive thing.
Oh, well, for me, not really positive, but I was surprised that a lot of personnel working as emergency healthcare givers actually go through a lot of things that, are avoidable, especially when it comes to saving a life.
Okay.
And it's like very prominent, and a lot of things just go bad.
Yeah.
And people don't really speak about it because it never really happens to you unless it's someone you know, or it's you, who's been hit by a moti on the street and something happens, and so those were a few take-homes for me, and I feel like we could all be doing a lot more to make a change in the healthcare in the healthcare system.
And it starts like this, movies that are going to guide conversations.
Exactly.
Yeah, so we're going to know when this movie is going to be open for us to watch in the next 4 or so minutes. So if you have any questions for the cast, for Kevin, you can send those our way on Twitter at Kiso100. To you, Adele Onyango and Shafi, we're with you, hanging out, of course, with the cast of 18 Hours, and of course, Kevin, who is behind it. I'm going to be watching news with an extra eye now, like, is this a comedy? Because there are too many jokers in our news pieces. However, what I do want to ask you guys, and this is to all three of you, because you're at a point where everybody is watching the Kenyan film industry. Like now it seems like there's a buzz, and I'm like, okay, where is this going? What can you tell somebody who's just about to jump in and is battling so many things, from like your folks telling you, what are you doing? We took you to uni to study accounting for 4 years. for you to now say that you want to go into acting. So, there are different things that you battle when you're going into a field that is not the norm, right? And what can you tell somebody who's just starting that journey?
I could say, just keep at it.
Yeah.
It's not the conventional career. There are going to be rat races that you are going to see outside of your scope of where you work and how you make your money. And right now, as an industry, we're still trying to figure out a way on how we can make it profitable.
Yeah.
So if someone wants to dive in, I would say, first of all, you need to be completely sure that this is what you want to do. Just like anything else, you need to take it as serious as possible.
Yeah.
And because that's the only way you'll start seeing results.
Yeah.
Because most people who are out there think film and acting is like
fame.
A side thing. It's a fame thing. Because I have so many people who slide into the DMs every now and then, and they're like, yeah, so I think I can act, but I don't really know. You know, like you should know whether you can or you can't.
Yeah.
You understand? And you go at it, and you go ham, and you go completely serious, and that's the only time you'll be able to see results.
Yeah.
Yeah, once you start prioritizing it as this is my work and this is what I do, I'm a filmmaker, I'm an actor, I'm someone in the film industry, immediately you start taking it seriously, that's when people will also start taking you seriously, and you'll start seeing results.
True. That's very true. If for anything, not even just film. Yeah. What about you, Kevin?
For me, I'll speak to the writers and directors out there. For a writer, pick a pen, write. I think that's the most basic idea of writing, and that's the best idea. The best advice I can give you. For directors, go out and shoot. I remember our second short film, The Company of Three, that we did. We shot that on an iPhone 4.
What?
We went to a festival in London. We won some money that we came and shot.